2, 1.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to KSAT News Now. It is Tuesday. We're streaming on KSAT.com and KSAT Plus, and don't forget to, of course, subscribe, like, and rate our daily podcast. What's up, Alicia? How you doing?
Good Tuesday morning.
Good Tuesday, yeah. How you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Yeah?
I felt like it's a little gloomy out there. Do you see it as gloomy?
No, I felt like it was a little warm. I don't know why. Like a little humid, but I'm just kind of getting used to the humidity after being stuck in that dry air back home in West Texas.
I was like, what dry air?
But,
in El Paso.
Yeah, in the EP. But we're going to have Sarah Spivey coming up here later on KSAT News Now to talk about what's going to be a very interesting weekend, I think. I keep on hearing rumblings about hot weather and the heat.
Hot,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think even CPS is or ERCOT, I believe, is preparing for that. But this morning in our headlines, we have a lot, including worries over the future of the Spurs in San Antonio. Will they stay? Will they go? What do fans say? A local business gets invited to the White House, and we'll tell you why. Yeah,
plus a San Antonio bar is getting praised for helping keep their customers safe. So we will let you know what they are doing. But first, some big news overnight, Alicia, and a lot of developments here with this latest bombshell.
Yeah, let's start with that bombshell draft from the Supreme Court that could overturn the 1973 landmark ruling of Roe v. Wade.
The major scoop was published last night by Politico, and that is a political journalism company. So this is a big deal, as a draft opinion in a Supreme Court case that is still pending is highly unusual.
So the case before the U.S. Supreme Court centers on a ban in Mississippi on abortions after 15 weeks. If this draft opinion, which is dated from February 10th, does reflect the final decision of the court, which is expected this summer, it would virtually eliminate abortion access in Texas and, of course, many other states.
Absolutely. So some court watchers predicted that the Supreme Court might uphold the 15-week ban but leave aspects of the precedent in place. But this draft opinion states the following, quote, "We hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled. It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives," end quote.
So for people in the southern states and the Midwest, we know there are more strict laws there. It would mean traveling a very, very long distance to access abortion, which women already do. But at this moment, the draft does not change anything about the legal status of abortion here in the state of Texas. So this just adds one to the reaction, right? But a lot of confusion. So again, this is just a draft opinion.
Right.
There have been questions about the authenticity of it. Politico has said that, you know, they looked over this many times, and they do believe that this is an authentic opinion draft. But again, when you still have the Supreme Court debating over what will happen, we're not going to find out until summer.
Right.
So this just adds to the confusion. But right now, no legal changes.
Right, but and as you mentioned, it is very unusual. I believe this is one of the, if not only the first time that this has ever happened where a draft opinion has been leaked. So, you know, there's some thought whether this has been leaked because, you know, maybe they wanted to see what was some of the backlash against this, against the Supreme Court. And as you mentioned, that nothing has changed in the moment yet. But when it comes to Texas, we already know that, you know, we have some strict abortion laws that are already in place. So basically it would make it non-existent here. Anything sort of, you know, for people that have abortion rights and things of that matter. So yeah, there's a lot to kind of dive into. There's also the trigger law, which also is part of this. So there's a lot of confusion over this. But again, this is just a draft opinion at the moment.
And then here at KSAT, we have several reporters looking into this, into different aspects of that. But yeah, we'll be looking into this and following up. But again, the big thing to note here is that yes, you know, this gives you an idea of where the Supreme Court justices could vote, how they could. Just gives you a little insight, but we'll bring you more as it develops.
Basically giving the state the right to make these decisions as opposed to a federal law. But moving on, Alicia, here. So the Spurs season is over. It is long gone. They are not in the playoffs. But you know what? They're still making headlines this morning because the team is expected to ask county commissioners today to approve a plan that would have them playing a few home games for the next 2 seasons away from the AT&T Center.
So I was really surprised to learn that some fans were not happy about this. this. But all right,
Yeah.
so this is the plan. The
Yeah.
plan would be to play up to 4 home games in the next 2 seasons in different sites. So they're not leaving, they
Yeah.
just want to go tour
Sure,
somewhere
yes.
else. So these cities include Mexico City, I'm there, Monterrey, and the one everyone is talking about, and RJ has already said he'll be there, is Austin.
What? No, I said it would be very interesting to see
you
a
said you
game
would
there
wanna go.
at the Moody Center. Yeah, so of course.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But people always get so worked up when it comes to
Yeah.
Austin, San Antonio. So here's the deal with Austin here. The Spurs would likely play 4 games in Austin over the next 2 seasons, and this would be at the new Moody Center. This is UT Austin's brand new arena. So that's left many fans wondering about the future of the franchise here. So in my opinion, I don't think they're anywhere close to leaving San
Yeah.
Antonio. I just want to get that out there. But they are. I mean, it makes good business sense to
Yeah.
try and expand the fan base and
But-
not take over the Austin area, but
Yeah.
try and tap into that market.
I mean, the NFL has done it, right? You have the Dallas Cowboys who have played a game in Mexico City, and that was a huge success. So it does make sense. They're fans of, in this case, the Spurs outside of San Antonio. So Spurs Sports and Entertainment CEO R.C.
Buford.
He released a statement that stated their commitment to San Antonio, saying the team has been successful here for the past 5 decades, and they do plan to stay here for the next 50 years. So
Right. So
breathe
obviously,
easy, San Antonio.
Yes, obviously, a lot of people were concerned about this news yesterday, thinking like, well, this is just the start of them maybe even splitting home games with Austin, like in the future. I don't think that's going to be the case. They're going to build the new the Rocket La Cantera. That's a new training facility out there in the northwest side. So I do think that they are committed to staying here. But again, potential revenue streams in Austin, not a bad idea. So let's check out some viewer reaction because, as Alicia mentioned here, there has definitely been a lot, and this right here is a NL. He says Spurs aren't leaving anytime soon. They are, however, looking at ways to make more money. It's hard to be profitable when the product you have isn't very good, and that's been the case since the Big Three retired. So referencing the loss of Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker, attendance dwindling. Kawhi Leonard also didn't help that whole case.
All right, so we
yeah.
have other opinions here from Twitter, and that's from @Archie'sBuddy, and he says, some games at the Moody Center in Austin would be awesome. In reality, I see a huge missed opportunity. Should have been a sports city where the F1 track is.
Yeah, and also put the Spurs there as well by the F1 track, and also Austin FC, the Scorpions there as well. So we have another one here from KSAT.com. This is from a user named Dude. He said they had a huge foreign fan base years ago when Manu and Tony were playing, but they've left, so that's caused obviously fans from Argentina and France to unfortunately not follow the team as much. They'll probably be moved sooner than later. I don't know about that, Dude, but.
So then you have @UTSA alum 09 says build a new arena on North Side and upgrade AT&T Center to handle NHL games to bring franchise here.
Yeah.
That's a little.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that at some point the Spurs are going to have to think about building another arena because unfortunately the promises of the AT&T Center sort of revitalizing the east side hasn't really happened. I mean, initially when they built the arena out there, they thought, okay, we're going to have this like awesome way to go from downtown to the east side and just for people to watch games and to people to be able to have like access to restaurants and bars, which a lot of other NBA cities have, but that has not been the case. So I think in the future they are really going to have to think about either moving their home arena up north 35, maybe even kind of like Shirt, Cibolo area, or maybe even just bringing it back downtown. Because I think if they had it downtown, people
Yeah.
would be able to go to restaurants, have a drink before and after. just
And
hang out.
that's kind of the typical. I grew up in the Dallas area, so I
Yes.
remember when we would go watch the Mavs games or really any sports game around the arena, you have a big outing opportunity,
Yeah.
right? You
Victory
can make
Center, right?
you can make a whole day out of it. So that'd be cool to see here in San Antonio, especially for the Spurs, because you mentioned it, such a huge and dedicated, devoted.
Still a long
fan
ways
base.
to go though before that, so people shouldn't freak out completely. But you wouldn't want to go see a game in Austin at the Moody Center? It's right there in downtown, right off
You know,
of 6th Street. the
I
campus.
haven't been to a Spurs game yet.
we need to
I
fix
went to
that.
cover it one or two
Yeah.
times, but that was about it. I
Yeah.
didn't get to enjoy. But I would go to the one in Mexico City.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
yeah,
where
that is
I'll
really
go.
cool. All right. Put
Monterrey
that in
not
the
so
budget.
much, but
The
Mexico
K&N budget.
City, let's go. Our boss is sitting right over there.
I know.
Very cool. Well, I want to tell you about this restaurant that's making waves, not only here in San Antonio, but nationwide. But let's first start with some data. According to a new report from the White House, small businesses are booming at a faster rate than ever, and businesses with less than 50 employees actually helped create 1.9 million jobs in the first 3 quarters of 2021 alone, which is huge. But there's
Impressive.
one restaurant here who's really proving those
Yeah,
facts.
absolutely. And going back to some of that growth, so the Biden administration attributes this in part to the more than $450 billion in emergency relief to small businesses. And that includes, as Alicia just mentioned, San Antonio's very own The Box Street, all day located in the heart of downtown.
So they actually started as a food truck catering company, and finally in December of 2021, so just a few months ago, they opened their first brick and mortar. So their story: the city shut down the same day this restaurant's loan was supposed to arrive, so plans to open, of course, had to be put on pause for quite some time. Again, they opened about 6 months ago, but since then, chef and co-owner Edward Garcia III said San Antonio has really showed out with love and support.
I've never been there, but I've heard a bunch of good things about this spot. So well, they had definitely caught the attention of the Biden-Harris administration, and were actually invited to the Small Business Roundtable at the White House last Thursday.
Were we able to be successful because we're a small business, but we were successful because as Latinos, we always learn to persevere.
So the Box Street All Day team had a chance to share the struggles, of course, the triumphs with President Biden, and speak to a national SBA representative to discuss tangible resources that are available to other small business owners. So they say that this was an amazing experience, that it did go by really, really fast. As you can imagine, they got nominated, they got the call, they flew out there, and then they had to come back for weekend brunch.
There we go. But well worth it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And to see these local businesses do this and take, again, it's a risk anytime you do this stuff. And a lot of food trucks have also been kind of transitioning to more brick and mortar stores, which is great because it helps out the local economy, it gives people jobs, and it's really just good to see these small businesses thrive like this.
And one of the things that the chef shared was that, you know, a lot of people do these food trucks kind of as a side hustle, but he said if people are aware of the resources that are available to these small businesses, they really can make a full-time and a good living off of that business, that idea. So I thought that that was very cool. Yeah. And just going back to how popular this restaurant is, again, less than 6 months ago they opened. They had to put it on pause for several years, and they're just doing a great job.
Thriving.
They're thriving, as I said on my Instagram. Their wait list is forever long.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, if you want reservations, good luck. Like,
well, you know, we're giving them some love, so maybe they push it to the front.
Please don't be one of those, RJ.
Just playing. I've heard great things about them. Obviously, if you have good food and good things to option, then the people will come. So I've heard some great things. Speaking of good food and maybe even some good drinks every now and then.
They have cocktails too.
They have cocktails. Okay, so many of us have been there. You go out and maybe, you know,
many of us who hold up.
The night gets a little bit away from you. Maybe you had a few too many alcoholic or adult beverages, and then you're figuring out, okay, I need to get home. I don't want to drive. Definitely don't want to do that. Well, a local spot wants to help you out by providing free rides home on Lyft, Uber, or through taxi service.
You know, between me and you, the one that mentions alcohol most is definitely you. So.
Yes. It's,
all right.
Hey, you know, go out, have a few drinks. Good time. Yep.
All right. So Burleson Yard Beer Garden announced on Instagram that all their customers need to do to get a free ride is let a staff member know, and they'll take care of it. Pretty simple.
This is pretty cool here. So their post said that we at Burley are committed to getting you and yours home safely in the event that you drove and had a few too many. We will cover your ride home. And this is the key part right here. No questions asked.
You know, I hope that people don't take advantage of that.
Of course.
That's just because there are some people out there who, I don't know. Anyways, it's a family-friendly and pet-friendly spot located on Austin Street. If you haven't been, I haven't been either.
You haven't been to Burleson
No.
yet? Okay.
Alyssa, I think,
She's nodding her head, yes.
Sarah,
yes.
been?
Okay. So it's actually pretty
Thumbs
close.
up?
It's a
Okay,
cool spot.
thumbs
Like
up,
I
they
said,
said.
during the day, it's really nice to just go hang out. You can, again, family friendly. So they got a little place there for kids to kind of run around. Pet friendly as well. They got some food trucks, and so it's a pretty decent spot. Right down the street from our station, actually. Why are you laughing?
Okay, so I'm laughing because this weekend I was hanging out with a dear friend of mine, Juan, and I was asking him about the friendly spot if he had been in a while. He's like, "Don't you need kids to go there?" Because it has the playground,
Yes,
you know?
unless you want to get
And I'm
on
like,
there. I don't know.
no, you don't have to have kids to go there. It's simply a family-friendly place.
Yes,
like you can go have your drink. So that's what I thought of.
A lot
You
of,
have to have a kid.
and yeah, the Friendly Spot and Burleson Beer Garden, kind of these newer sort of trends where they're doing more like that, where you could just go kind of chill out with the family a little bit. But again, always want to drink responsibly. And as you said, hopefully people don't take advantage of this. And maybe, you know, the staff there will also be like, hey, you know, just, you know, no questions asked, of course, but at the same time, you know,
Plan
just
ahead.
don't take advantage. Yes, there
Plan
we go.
ahead. Have a plan.
Always got to do that.
Yeah. And if they fall through, well then,
That's true. That
anyways, just be smart about it, right? Okay, so today's a very big day. Happy National Teacher Day to all the teachers out there. We know we have many, and they do such a fabulous job.
Yes, they do. Yeah, absolutely. So National Teacher Day started as an idea by former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. This is all the way back in 1953. She pleaded to Congress that there needed to be a day, should be every day, honestly, where teachers are recognized, but the first National Teacher Day didn't actually happen until March 7th back in 1980.
Okay, so let's do the math there. She pleaded to Congress in the 50s, and it didn't happen until the 80s.
Yeah,
All
I know. Why weren't they showing teachers love in those 30 years?
It's a big day for teachers. I remember being in school and all, you know, the students bringing a little something for their
Right.
teachers. But presents are cool, but freebies are better. We have an article on KSAT.com with about 15 deals for teachers, including from Whataburger, Hotel Contessa, Grimaldi's, if you like some pizza, Dollar General, and much, much more. So go check that out. If you know a teacher, if you are a teacher, again, that you can read that article on KSAT.com.
Yeah, definitely need to show our teachers love because they have been dealing with a lot over the past couple of years with COVID, the pandemic, having to do a lot of classes through Zoom and then get their classes back into the rooms.
Or-
so there's been some good stuff there.
And actually not or, and they deal with difficult students like RJ. He told me, and I have it written here, that he got kicked out of class several
out of class.
times. Isn't that what you
Several
said?
times. Not several times, no, but you know, I had an opinion or two when they came to my teachers.
He said, quote, I was a
but-
troublemaker in class, got kicked out several times, end quote.
And you know what? They still kept on getting me back into school. So good. Thank you very much to
And
my
you're
teachers.
here now, thriving.
Yeah,
Okay,
got
so I wanted to
pictures.
share some pictures. That right there is my teacher from Coppell High School, Miss Irma Kennedy. She was the one that introduced me to the news world in a more professional setting. So
Yeah,
I love her
very
so
cool.
much. We still keep in contact. That was a few years ago at the Lone Star Emmys. So
Very
she
nice.
brings students. Her students are nominated for a Lone Star Emmy. So
Okay.
that's really great. And then I had another picture of baby Alicia. There she is.
Oh, wow.
Look at
Okay.
her.
How did you get this picture?
I think an old classmate sent me this one. That's
Okay.
me in second grade with my teacher, who I still love and am Facebook friends with, Miss Petrasic, Miss Jennifer Petrasic.
Oh, very cool. All right.
She
very
is,
cool.
she's so great. And these teachers, I mean, they help so much. I
Yeah.
remember that was
Yeah.
second grade was the year that I came back from living in Mexico, and it was a huge culture shock.
Transition,
Even though
yeah.
I was born here and went to pre-K and K here, it was just a whole new world.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the teachers for doing a great job.
Absolutely, yeah.
You made
great
it,
job to the
RJ. You're
teachers.
here now.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out to
did.
your
Look at the
teachers.
proof. Okay.
We have another
Yes.
teacher, if you will, because she teaches us a lot of things. Meteorologist Sarah
She
Spivey.
educates us every day.
Is there
Well,
a teacher that
thank
you
you.
remember or that inspired you to pick this
Oh my
career?
gosh, so many of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
really, honestly, I can list them. I always say Shannon Sahabi at Clark High School. She was my environmental
Ah, that's right.
science
Yeah,
teacher.
yeah.
So she really helped me start to get that passion for the environment.
That's
so.
awesome. And look at
Very
you now.
cool.
Yeah.
Is she still at Clark or?
She is is still at
cool.
Clark. Yeah. So
awesome.
in fact, I went and
Shout
I
out.
taught her kids one time. So that was kind of
very cool.
a full circle event.
Full circle, yeah.
It really
awesome.
was. But hey, guys, you know, you were mentioning earlier that Mother's Day is going to be pretty hot. It is. And I'm going to show you how hot in just a bit. But first, I wanted to walk through today's forecast for us, okay? Your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Here we go. We do have some clouds out there right now, and into the afternoon, we'll see peaks of sunshine. It's about 80 degrees right now around San Antonio, and winds are going to be from the south at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We'll be looking at a high temperature in the mid to upper 80s, so it's going to be a hot one. And then late tonight, it should be very mild in San Antonio. Temperatures will be still in the 80s and 70s. But there is one thing I want to talk about, and it's the fact that for some KSAT 12 viewers, especially out to the west, there is the potential for some storms. So on the visible satellite right now around the metro area, socked into cloud cover. But as we take a wider view, you can see that there are some peaks of sunshine across the hill country in Austin. So this is one of the reasons why we know that we're going to get some sun this afternoon. There's a cool front up across parts of Texas. It's not going to make it to us, unfortunately, so we're not going to be seeing any relief from the warmth. But out to the west, a dry line is going to fire off some showers and storms near the Rio Grande, and so Del Rio, Eagle Pass. It is entirely possible from about 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. that you could see some strong to severe weather. If a severe storm develops, it would produce large hail as the biggest threat, greater than the size of quarters, and strong winds. The time frame of this is 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Again, notice San Antonio, we're not going to see any rain today, but those that are off to the west do need to keep an eye near Del Rio, Brackenville, Eagle Pass for those strong storms from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Then heading over back to San Antonio for the day tomorrow, there's going to be an off chance for an isolated shower storm. Really doesn't look like a very good rain chance for us tomorrow, but it is going to be humid. It is going to be warm. And then Thursday, a better rain chance, but still not great. A cool front is going to try to move through San Antonio. It's going to fire off a few showers and storms out there. Chance for rain is only about 30%. So again, no big rainmakers for us, but 100% chance for heat over Mother's Day weekend. All right, take a look at how hot it's going to be Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have record challenging heat Saturday and Sunday. And here's the kicker, Alicia and RJ. If we hit 100, we'll tie the record for Saturday, and it will be the earliest 100-degree day we've seen in San Antonio since 2009, 13 years. Our first average high temperature of 100 degrees is in July, so we'd be a few months early to the heat party.
Triple
The
digits.
heat
Hello.
party. I don't like the way that sounds at all.
We
The
got to
heat
make it
party.
sound okay, right? Heat party.
Oh my Lord, yeah.
Sizzling
triple
Mother's Day weekend, guys.
This, you know, what I think about is then this just kicks off the river tubing season even earlier.
There we go. You think Mom wants
Good
to go
idea.
tubing?
Hey, there
Probably
are
not.
some party moms out there.
You know it.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know that Sunday it's going to be packed at the river.
It's gonna be hot.
And if not, then go without mom on Saturday.
There we go. Go Saturday to the river and then hang out with Mom Sunday.
Yeah, there you go.
You'd be good to go there.
For brunch.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sarah, for that forecast. And yeah, it's going to be very warm. I'm already getting warm here. Before I know you guys are mentioning teachers, I do want to give a shout out to a couple of my Texas State professors because we got a lot of Bobcats here at KSAT 12.
A lot. Who?
We have a lot of Bobcats. Dr. Tim England, he was our TV news producer, and we also have Dr. Ray Niekamp. He was kind of our production, so he helped us out, like learn about editing and stuff like that. Kind of
All the
putting us through some
behind-the-scenes.
behind-the-scenes stuff. Yes, so
Very cool.
good stuff. And yeah, those guys are awesome. Those professors. Shout out Texas State School of Mass Comm out there, journalism. Always got to show up.
Woo-hoo.
Texas State. Yeah.
Very exciting. Also, this is just a show of shout outs here.
Yeah.
To all our podcast listeners, thanks for tuning into the audio version of KSAT News Now. But did you know that KSAT has also launched a new true crime podcast? And
yes.
Tuesdays are your lucky days. It's hosted by Erica Hernandez and one of our newest reporters, Lee Wallman.
Yes, so South Texas Crime focuses on unsolved murders here in our viewing area, and a new episode actually just dropped today. Just saw that on our KSAT News app, so I need to check that out. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And I know that they debuted last week, and they had a great debut. A lot of people downloaded it. A lot of interest in these stories.
True crime. I mean, they're cases that have happened here, just across South Texas. So very neat. And these two ladies have just done a great job handling this on their own, launching it. Of course, it takes a team, right? But anyway, shout out to them. Every Tuesday is when you can expect a new episode.
Yeah, and actually, I'm Erica's desk neighbor, so she gives me kind of a little like insight into each one. Yeah.
Well, then maybe you can pass the scoop over here before it airs, before it drops.
There we go. Yeah, hopefully we'll have Erica on, or Lee, to possibly talk about a little bit more about this later on as they get more into it.
Lee, Erica, if you're watching, we'd love to have you on the show to break it down for us. All right, you guys. Well, this concludes another episode of KSAT News Now. It's Tuesday, right?
It is Tuesday.
All right, happy Tuesday, you guys. We'll see you Wednesday, tomorrow at 11 a.m.